आज लाल किले की प्राचीर से कह रहा हूं, आने वाले 10 साल में 2035 तक मैं ये राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा कवच का विस्तार करना चाहता हूं।
Iron Dome is a short-range one. Would it be like the US Golden Dome? Because this is essentially what he is hinting at is a Rashtra Suraksha Kavach. And he wants to build upon the success of our air defense in Op Sindoor, which was in a limited sector. So I would put it is going to be a BMD plus and not limited to just an Iron Dome, which is a short range or rather a medium range coverage. It's an integrated. So essentially what it will entail is a layered grid for surveillance, decision support system, response matrix, could be kinetic, could be non-kinetic, and across the layered range. What are the implications of this? Means firstly, there has to be an integrated surveillance and security grid. A Suraksha Kavach may not just be for your missiles. It could also be for some terrorist attack on your facilities, because he has mentioned critical infrastructure and public places. It's not just a missile attack. So you would see an integrated security and surveillance grid across land, sea, air, space, hinterland, cyber, communications, critical assets, all would be able to share relevant information in real time for anybody to respond. And as my understanding, as I see it, because this is the first understanding after listening and reading his speech, that it caters for both internal and external security threat. That indicates that major progress is not just going to throw something in the air. There has to be something in the background, which implies that there is some progress. Major progress has been made in relevant spheres. To give an example, quantum communication grid for the military is going to be rolled out in 2028. And for the critical civilian infrastructure, which covers Suraksha Kavach or the Sudarshan Chakra Kavach, it will be rolled out by 2030. He's given the timeline 2035. And there is involvement of a private sector from Bangalore, which is a startup, QNU Lab. There is work going on quantum internet. So essentially the quantum key development, which is the key deployment, which is the key for everything, some progress has been made in that. This entire grid is going to be AI enabled. There's a lot of work which I know of is going on in AI to ensure a faster and a swift decision making, that who is to respond where, who's best to respond to what kind of threat is coming. Are we going to look at an expanded NSG, or is there going to be something like what the Americans have, the SWAT teams, armed police? Now, basic essence of what he has said is, unless you're sudrid, unless you're strong and secure, you can't be saksham and samrid. You can't have capability and economic development. You need to be secure. That is upfront, clear and open that he has mentioned. To say in brief, Op Sindoor, 70% of the equipment deployed was homegrown. Plus, you made sure that whatever balance 30% from outside was very well integrated into your system and into your philosophy of employment, not utilizing any Western or Russian concept of philosophy of employment. Plus, you also utilize them in your own way at the tactical and operational level. And that is what has given you the complete success. Because if you look at S-400, that has also been used by the Russians against Ukraine. But the Turkish Bayraktar had quite some success when they were used by the Ukrainians. The same Bayraktars of the Turks, which has destroyed them. The Barak 8 is an Israeli one, which we have made as our MR SAM. The same Barakate is used there also by the Israelis for their MR-SAM, but he needs the whole lot of allied support of the NATO and the Americans to provide him an air defense grid. Whereas we were all alone fighting for Pakistan, China, Turkey, and the US. So, yes, that is what his push is, which was his next point of being uh, self dependent in as far as defense technology is concerned. Now, the push for Atmanirbharta as far as defense technology is concerned, I told you already about the quantum AI enabled network. You have your, as far as he had mentioned about the operating system, we already have one made by the institute where I am a professor of practice, IIT Madras. It's called Bharat Operating System, BHAR OS. BHAR OS. It's already been deployed by the military, tried out very effectively during Op Sindhu, totally secure. Now, the military, it's going to spread into the military, key appointments in MOD, MEA, and it has also been looked upon by the Home Ministry, and they also want it for their key appointments. Once that is spread out, it will spread out into the critical areas which we need to defend. I am very sanguine about the meeting between PM Modi and Putin whenever he comes to India. There will be defense deals and other things signed. As far as Wang Yi is concerned, who's coming on 18th, means nothing. They will do some face saving, try to show something positive before PM Modi visits China for the SCO meet. As a standard toolkit, do something either to put pressure or to bring in a sense of a good relationship before any major summit. So that toolkit, I don't think the Indians will fall for it. He's not going to achieve anything, Wang Yi, because the political will at the highest level in the Communist Party is not there to resolve the border issue with India. So they need to keep it there because they feel that they can put a pressure on it. So as far as SCO meet is concerned, I would personally think that India and Russia will use China card to put pressure on the US, trying to and getting narratives like the Russia, India, China, the Primakov doctrine of 96 may come up if Donald Trump tries to push in so much. There is no trust left on either side, whether it be Russia or it be India. Neither trusts China. I don't need to underline what all we have gone through, which has spoilt the trust between us. But the biggest blunder that Xi Jinping did was to violate the trust of the Russians. Pakistan cannot shield the nukes. I don't think he has the capability today to shield the nukes. For Americans, I think Pakistan needs to understand that he's just been used as a joker in the pack to put pressure on India. What does Pakistan bring on the table for US? Nothing. Today, while if he has to counter China, he needs India. He needs India to toe his line, bring ships when he orders into the Western Pacific and do what he wants for his trade and especially his agri and dairy and fisheries, which you're not agreeing. So he's using the Pak card for that. On the other side, as far as Iran is concerned, he needs the Baluchis and he needs the Afghans. Pakistan's writ doesn't run in Baluchistan. Now let us look at how people will say, oh, he has proscribed the BLA. So be it. He funds the Taliban, who give the funds to the TTP and BLA to attack Pakistan. In my understanding, he is using Taliban, BLA, and TTP to do exactly to the Pak army what the Pak army did with the Taliban and others to the NATO and that is the ISAF and the American forces for 20 years. Now they are taking it back with interest. we should never forget what Lord Palmerston had mentioned way back in the early 19th century in the Parliament in UK. There are no permanent friends and there are no permanent enemies in this world. What is permanent is your national interests. We are taught in the military, never look at intent, look at capability, because the intent can change any time. The weapon which is facing away from you, if the intent changes, it can face towards you. So you have to defend yourself. And so you have to bring in anything and everything that you can to protect yourself. And today, in the age of, like I said, non-contact kinetic warfare, I need my ballistic missiles to reach whatever distance they can. It is for the protection of India. You see, in the military, if you're going to protect a place, you don't sit on that place. You go outside that place and defend the approaches to that place. So how do you defend your country? With far reach. If you can hit much further away from your country, you better defend it.